Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. Artist culture is emerging on the continent, and we have people like our next guest to thank for it.
Here to talk about his second solo exhibition, A Stranger in My Home, showing at the Brooklyn Expo Center this May, is Nigerian artist Dennis Osadebe. Welcome to Arise 360, Dennis.
Hi, thanks.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine,
Good. Well, we're excited to have you here because you're doing major things in the art culture, and there's a lot going on right here on U.S. soil. You know, President Buhari just met with President Trump at the White House today, having conversations about many things. Hopefully, arts and culture is one of them. But how do you think that is helping both the U.S. and Africa for him having a conversation with President Trump?
I mean, it's good to have a dialogue with the West, you know, just to see what is happening and more like what is happening around the world now. There's a lot of globalization happening, so it's nice to see that, you know, that there's room being created for conversations to be had and for new things to be introduced, like in terms of how we can even create tourism to Nigeria, as well as, you know, the exchange with America as well.
Yeah. And Nigeria's art culture, as we know, dates back thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, if not more. You have been at the forefront of the modern day art scene in Nigeria. Have you seen the evolution of the scene take place?
Yeah, it's been awesome to be a part of, like, you know, the new social media age, and, you know, with everything happening with technology, to be more like part of the people impacting this change in the country today. And, you know, it's really interesting because when I started doing my art, this was back in 2013, you know, the growth was still, you know, happening very slowly, but over, like, since 2014, it's just been a boom, you know. There's been galleries opening up everywhere, you know, more people are into arts, there's more dialogue around the issues that the artists should speak about, and, you know, there's just more openness to it, you know. The visual artist is becoming closer to you as opposed to before.
Well, your art is amazing. It's very inspiring because it's got sort of a modern, bright, expressive, but provocative.
Yeah. It reminds me of like Andy Warhol-esque, but with a Nigerian flavor.
I like that little Nigerian flavor to it.
Yeah.
So then what inspires your art?
Oh, so basically, I'm inspired by everything, you know, just by conversations, what I read, things I see. And most importantly, when I try to create from a place where I feel that I'm not trying to say something overtly political. I'm just trying to just make the viewer get something out of it, something which I find interesting, and is most of the time I just like to just create what is around me in that moment that I'm enjoying, and, you know, just invite people in to experience that.
So how many Nigerian astronauts have you met? Because I see a lot of astronauts in your paintings.
Well, so the idea of the astronauts actually came with the news of Nigeria planning to go to space.
Yes.
And, you know, I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful, you know, thing to be spoken about. So I was like, you know, I want to create around this and more like see what would it look like with us going to space, with our fashion, with our everyday experiences, you know. So I thought it was a good place to start, you know. So it looked really cool thinking about it. So I was like, I need to bring this to life. So that was more like what I tried to do with it.
And how do you bring your paintings to life? Do you like sketch them first? Do you just go in with a paintbrush? You just envision it and just do it? How does that happen? I'm not a creative mind, so I don't know. I can draw stick figures, so I don't know how it works for you.
Yeah, so it's more like that process of drawing stick figures.
Okay, so I can do this too?
Yeah, there's hope. So just basically most of the time I have to sit down and just know I have an idea to walk around. I have notes. I make notes all the time. So it's more like just taking up the notes, looking at different images as well. Just basically, I don't really have a standard process. I always just say that my philosophy is the inspiration comes to you when you work. So that's more like how I approach it. So I just sit down every day, try to bang things out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you know, lucky for me, I've been on the road.
Yeah, right. The last series focused on the astronauts, but this series that you're going to be showing at the Brooklyn Expo Center focuses on a stranger in your home. What does that mean?
Well, so basically, it more like means many things, and you know, it just speaks to different notes around being a stranger. Like, for example, I feel like a lot of artists, or rather a lot of people who come to Nigeria or who come to like different parts of the world because you've been away for a while, you come in and it's hard to blend in, it's hard to fit in. And you know, I just wanted to more like start from that position of being at home, embodying everything the home gives you, but you don't feel accepted, you know. So you're embodying this great architecture, this great interior design. You're embodying everything that describes where you're from, but you still don't feel welcome.
Is your art ever autobiographical? Like, have you felt like a stranger in your home or outsider somewhere before?
Yes. I mean, I feel like I'm always strangers. Like, for example, I'm in New York now, and I'm in someone else's home. And, you know, they look at me and they're probably like, oh, who is this stranger? I didn't see you yesterday. So, you know, I'm more like embodying their space as well. So it also speaks about it from their perspective. How are they experiencing you, you know? Because I always say, like, with globalization happening, you know, there's this whole world of us going out to experience things, but how are these things experiencing us? So, you know, that's kind of...
You get deep with your art. I like that. It's not just, I'm just drawing something. Like, you really give it a lot of thought. I appreciate that.
It's very artistic.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a lot of traditional Nigerian aesthetics with the traditional masks and the wrappers around the figurines. And then you've got the contemporary interior design taking place. Talk to me about the juxtaposition of the two.
So I just thought that it was important for me to describe my experience in Lagos. You know, because I live in Lagos, and Lagos is a vibrant city with an emerging amount of youth, and you know, there's a lot happening in the city, and it's very cosmopolitan as well. So I wanted to use that direction with, you know, with everything happening, you know, because for me, what was most important was to point out the things that inspire me in the city. And, you know, I feel like in Lagos, you could be driving down, you could see a woman all swagged out in her wrapper and her gilly going to a wedding, and in the next building, you're going to really cool restaurants with modern aesthetics and all of that. So I thought it was important to more like merge it together and tell a story of my Lagos, of my Nigeria, you know, of what I'm experiencing.
Well, we're glad you're giving us a peek inside of your Nigeria. So we want everybody to follow your work. How can we follow your work and all your amazing art?
Okay, yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram on DennisOsadebe.com. That's my website as well. And yeah, and on Twitter is Dennis Osadebe as well. Facebook, Dennis Osadebe, everything Dennis Osadebe.
And we'll be sure to check you out at the Brooklyn Expo Center from the 3rd of May till the 8th in collaboration with Saatchi Art. Well done, Dennis.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. And thank you guys for joining us on Arise Entertainment 360. Of course, we will see you